guys, what's up? We are going to be talking about my transformation. It's quite the journey. I have always been active as long as I can remember. As a child, 5, 6, 7 years old, 8, even I think 12 years old. I had dirt bikes, I had horses, horse obsessed. I was always outside running around with my horses, pretending I was a horse. That long grass that would grow out in fields and put it in my pants like it was a tail. I can't sit still for very long, otherwise I go crazy. I've been in all different sports. I've been in baseball, I've done basketball, wakeboarding, snowboarding, dirt biking are probably my favorite activities. My mom, growing up, me and my brother and my sister were homeschooled, so we were always doing something. My mom made sure, besides just doing schoolwork, that we were active too. So it kind of stems from how I was raised. Growing up, my mom was like, yeah, we've got to have some exercise. So thanks to my mom. She kind of instilled that in me. My mom used to have to put me in car seats because she couldn't trust me. I would be running off all the time. She even had me on those little leashes all the time because I was always running off. That was me, that was Jen, that was the little honey buns. Because we were homeschooled, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she cooked all of our meals. She rarely ate out. We had some box treats and things like that, but my mom cooked everything. That's why I love cooking. Growing up, I was pretty lean. I stayed pretty lean because I was very active, and you know, as a kid, you're running around, your metabolism's always on fire. When I turned 16, got my driver's license, I started working at JCPenney's, a retail store in our hometown. There was a gym right next door, and I went, ooh, a gym. I'm gonna get my first gym membership. I was so excited because I started driving, I had my first job. So that is when I got my very first gym membership. I was 16 years old. Everybody who starts out in fitness, I didn't know what I was doing. I would use this cardio machine or that cardio machine, ab machine, because it was set up for you, and I would do the abs just like this. I would pick up some weights, but I mostly stuck to the machines that were already set up for you, so you didn't have to think about what you were doing or try to figure out what you were doing. Definitely a cardio. I did a lot of cardio and a lot of abs. Once I hit 16, that's when, you know, hormones, women's hormones, when we get that time of the month, things start slowing down. We start holding body fat in areas that we didn't when we were like 12 years old. So when I started working, I didn't really manage or organize or plan my foods, my workouts really well. I just went to what was quick and easy. I started eating a lot of fast food at that time. An energy drink, Red Bull addict. Oh my goodness. I think I drank 1 to 2 a day. Yeah, that's bad. And doing just a lot of cardio, it catches up to you. I haven't had an energy drink, probably I want to say it's been about 5 years now. From all my experiences over the years, I just stick to coffee and water. And I recently just became a coffee drinker, not even like 4 or 5 months ago. There you have it. I started eating fast food, lots of energy drink, hitting that cardio machine. A lot of these fast foods are mostly carbs, sugars, and fats, but not all the times it's the good sugars or fats. What happens when you lack the things that your body really needs? Your body's just gonna start storing things as fat. I started putting the pounds on. Taco Bell was my go-to. Taco Bell probably every single day. Gym Boys. I did eat Gym Boys a lot. So Gym Boys and Taco Bell. That's where you can find me. That's where you can find Jen. Sipping on an energy drink and eating my Taco Bell. I was about 125 pounds about that time, and I just started creeping up. My boyfriend at the time, I ended up moving in with him, and I was so excited at that point that, you know, I get to buy my own foods, and then I can have all the sweets I want now, because you know when your parents tell you, no, we can't buy this, and you're always like, you just get mad at them for not buying treats. I was used to buy my groceries. I didn't really understand the foods that would help me with my training, would help me with, you know, keeping a lean physique, or even building muscle. I was eating a lot of lasagna, macaroni and cheese, a lot of pasta, and it was cheap, you know? I mean, when you first move out on your own, lack of knowledge, you didn't have a lot of money to buy healthy food, you know? So at the time, I just didn't know, just like a lot of you. That's why I'm bringing this to you, all these videos. Comes from experience, you know? I was there once too. I remember being really obsessed with Velveeta cheese. Velveeta cheese, rice, and broccoli, and that was like my meal, my dinner almost every single night. I think I ate more carbs and fats than I did protein and sugar. 21 came around and I started drinking. I was drinking a lot of mixed drinks, which are high in just the sugar. You're hungover, you just want to eat bad too. So the combination of all of them, I mean, it ends up just negative on you in the long run. At the time when I looked at myself, I didn't feel like I was fat. I didn't think I was fat. I was just unhealthy. The result of it, I was sluggish. I would sleep terrible. I couldn't think straight. When I tried to work out, I didn't have energy. I didn't have motivation because I just felt like crap. Lack of nutrition, lack of, you know, putting good things in your body does to you. When I really started getting into fitness, which wasn't until more into my 20s, it really affected my performance. And that's why I made a lifestyle change, because I really wanted to progress in my fitness lifestyle. And the way I was eating, the way I was drinking, it wasn't gonna help. Nutrition is the key to everything. I mean, taking care of your body, what you put in your mouth. It took me quite a few years. I mean, I'm 30 now. I started in my late, like 21, 22. I've learned so much in that time, and you're always gonna be learning something new. And I'm constantly progressing because the results that have come with all of my lifestyle changes over the years have been phenomenal. That right there is motivation. Now, it doesn't mean that you can enjoy the occasional drink or go out and eat with your friends. It's just about balance, it's about moderation, it's about control. Depending on what your goals are, what you want for yourself, how you want to feel, how you want to look, I mean, everything plays a part. If you want to look good, you want to feel good, you have to make those changes. You have to and commit to them. Otherwise, you're just going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to resent yourself. I did go through a period where I starved myself, and it was more because I was emotional, I was upset, I was depressed. I did suffer from depression. Me and my boyfriend at the time had broken up. We've been together for 5 years. He was like my first real boyfriend. So, you know, I didn't really know how to handle that quite at the time. I also had lost my dad to a heart condition at the same time. I went downhill. I'm not an emotional eater. I'm one of those people who won't eat when I'm upset. It got to the point where I think I was just snacking on chips, little things here and there. It was like weeks on end. I didn't want to eat. I was so upset. I was so depressed, and just letting all these things just affect me so much that I wasn't taking care of myself. Got to the point where I lost quite a bit of weight. So unhealthy. I was still working out at the time too. Idiot. You learned from this though. My hair started falling out, my skin looked terrible. I mean, I had bags underneath my eyes. I just looked so unhealthy. I looked like a ghost. I was in a street bike accident in 2008. I was with a group of friends, and we went out riding for the day, and I was thinking, I'm just gonna wear a tank top and jeans, nothing's gonna happen, we're gonna be safe. I was on the back of my friend's street bike. We had come from a stoplight, and we were going about 35, 40, so he popped a wheelie. And what happens when you have two people on a bike, the weight, you're gonna go flip over. And that's pretty much what happened to us. Came off the back, he landed on me, sliding on my butt, rolling a few times. I remember trying to put my hand down to stop myself, just road rash. It is not fun. Slow motion the whole time, and I remember seeing him sliding next to me, the bike just off the side into the shoulder. I just kept thinking, I gotta get up, I gotta get up. I put my hand down, pushed up off my knee, and hopped back up, and I was still going fast enough that I had to run to a stop. And I looked at myself and I'm like, oh, I'm okay. And I just started seeing blood everywhere. I did black out. That put me in the ambulance and took me to the hospital. And once I got to the hospital, thankfully nothing was broken, nothing was damaged. They did all their protocol. I just had road rash, I mean, all over my body. It's like 3rd-degree burns, and it was the worst pain, the worst experience I've ever felt in my life. If you have ever noticed on my Instagram photos, I have a scar on my shoulder, and I also have a scar on, I believe it's my left butt cheek. When I was laid up, living with my mom at the time, and I had to bring out a mattress out in the living room because I couldn't really move much. Just going to the bathroom was difficult. But I had to literally lay like this because I had road rash all on this side and on this side, but it hurt to touch anything. 2 or 3 weeks of being laid up like that, being bandaged. I had to change the bandages every day. Painful, painful. So that was kind of an epiphany for me at that point, because I was sitting there in the pain and I really got to think about what I was doing to myself. And I'm like, what are you doing, Jen? So it was a turning point for me after experiencing that accident. The first thing I did when I could get back was I started taking counseling and therapy for myself, because I wanted help. I wanted help to find peace with my mind and figure out a way to get back on track and get healthy again. I was suffering from depression, so she told me that she was not going to prescribe me to pills, and thank God, because I will not touch that. I will not touch that crap. And she said, your therapy, your pill, your drug, that the best cure is going to be working out. I needed to start working out at least 30 minutes every day. I needed to start eating. That means planning my meals, asking people to help me, start at that point. And if I kept with it, stayed committed 100%, you know, over time I would overcome these bad habits that I've gotten into. It all starts right here, mentally. Oh, nobody can do it for you. Really had to just get focused, and no matter how tough it got and how bad I wanted to fall back into that sadness. You know, I would tell myself, no, there's a reason why I'm trying to get healthy. I'm not gonna let myself do this. Continue that, and you do that over a period of time, it's gonna start becoming a new habit, and it's gonna become easy. It's not gonna be as difficult as it was in the beginning. I journal so much at the time, basically how I was feeling. If there were a lot of sad emotions, I would write down exactly how I was feeling in one word. I'd be like, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm worried, I'm fearful. And then after I'd write down all these words, I would just start writing. Why am I feeling this way? I'm feeling fearful because of, you know, I am angry because of, and it could be with yourself or something that happened or somebody around you. But I wouldn't go run and talk to a bunch of people. I actually just would write it down, and then I would start writing down, okay, how can I solve this with myself? How can I solve this? So this is what I was religious with for weeks and months, and you know, until one day it was like, I just was like, wow, I feel really good. Then I started dating Zach probably about 6 months after this initial accident, and you know, we kind of hit it off, and you know, we've been together for almost 8 years now. Long time. So we've been through a lot together. 2 years into dating, we ended up coming on to owning our own gym. That'll be a different video. Once having my own gym, now I really want to get serious in this. I came from here, and over a period of time, I just kept coming up because I was craving being healthy mentally and physically. I was craving wanting to learn more about this lifestyle, about my own body physically, because I knew, that's why I started playing with Instagram and Facebook. I started following fitness pages and fitness people, and that's where I was like, ooh, I want to look like that. Ooh. So you know, you start looking at those things and you can start getting really excited, and you want that. You want to look like that. Just like all of you, I started that same way. I've fluctuated in weight, you know, back and forth over the years, but I've always stayed between 130 and 140 pounds, which is kind of funny. But it goes to show you, muscle weighs more than fat. Fat looks more fluffy, more puffy, soft, whereas muscle is very dense and compact. So that's why when you look at somebody, you think, oh my gosh, they've got to be like 110 pounds, but really they're 130, 40 pounds. But that's just the difference between fat and muscle. I've never been really on a diet. I've never been one of those diet girls. I've just always kind of ate what sounded good. Right when we acquired our gym, I really started making meals and prepping meals, and you know, at the time it was just kind of randomness. I was just putting stuff together, and when I first started doing the meal prepping, I lost a lot of weight, but I didn't really maintain a whole lot of muscle because I wasn't eating very many carbs at the time. I was just eating a lot of veggies and fruits and proteins and the carbs here and there, and I really started getting into lifting weights, and I was still doing a lot of cardio, and I was doing all my cardio probably like 45 minutes to an hour before I would even weight train. No. The bad. That's why I didn't really maintain muscle, is because I was depleting myself with cardio before I was even weight training. You're gonna start burning muscle tissue. You're gonna get muscle loss. So I did this for a good year. About a year later, I went to Olympia Expo for the first time. I was just a spectator. I wanted to see Olympia because I had seen it on Instagram and I wanted to meet a bunch of people. That's when some people started telling me, you should compete. I hired a coach and started my first competition prep in January. And I prepped for about 12 weeks. Unfortunately, I was on what you call the bro diet. I think that's what they call it, the bro diet. Basically, all I was eating on my prep was rice, tilapia, and asparagus with the occasional chicken and oatmeal. No sodium, no sugar. Didn't really have cheats for about 10 weeks of my prep. 2 hours of cardio a day on top of weight training. Yeah, bad. On days when I'd working out, I was crying. And I was having cravings so bad, and near the end of that prep, it was terrible. I hated it. I really hated it. When I think about it now, I'm like, man, if I knew what I know now, then I could have saved myself. I did lean out, like, to the point where my waist was like this big. I remember Zach saying to me, he was like concerned because he's like, you are so thin, your waist is almost non-existent. I competed. It was a great experience. I had fun. It was my first time. I did 2 shows back to back, one in LA and one in Sacramento in my hometown. After that second competition, I told myself I'm never gonna compete again. But because I was so restricted for 12 weeks, I didn't have the knowledge about reverse dieting. So what did I do? Threw in way more carbs than my body was used to, fruits, sugars, sodium, and within a week, I got edema so bad. A lot of you who don't know what edema is, it's sodium or water retention, fluid buildup between the layers in your muscle tissues. I swelled up. You couldn't even see my ankles, kegels. That's what they call them, is kegels. I look like a balloon. I tried to work out 60 seconds into like doing cardio or something. Cramps like a mother. Oh my God. I flew off that cardio machine. Oh my God, oh my God. Freaking out. I started bawling. You know, my muscles would start to contract. Fluid and water between that, it's like a barrier. So when they try to contract, it can't. So it's pushing against that fluid. I remember Zach coming running through the gym. What is wrong? I literally had to lay there for a good 30 minutes before it stopped hurting. How you get rid of that? Your body just flush it out. So drinking a lot of water, doing, sweating it out, within weeks, I put on so much body fat. And I could put on fat in areas that I didn't even know I could have fat. My body was freaking out. I pretty much had metabolic damage, which means that your body just does not know how to process and can't process or metabolize foods the way it should. When you put all that in your diet so fast without increasing slowly, you're shocking your system. Stage weight, I think, was 119 pounds. I went up to 140 pounds like that. Gained back a lot of fat. I got depressed. I started having body image issues. That's why so many competitors have issues after they compete mentally, because you get used to looking so lean and ripped and fit, and if you don't properly come back from a competition diet, you can really ruin your metabolism. So I definitely struggled with that. Instead of getting depressed and just binge eat, which happens to a lot of people. So what I did is I started researching, introduced me to the whole flexible dieting, the macros, we have my metabolism, which we did reverse dieting. In a couple months, stopped gaining weight, and my body just started metabolizing things and processing everything better. That really compelled me to get my nutrition certification, because I did not want to go through that again, and I didn't want anybody else to go through that again. I ended up going and taking my nutrition certification through ISSA. I did an online course because it worked with my schedule. I could do everything online. The work comes from experience and just broadening your knowledge, just keep studying, and that's what I do every day. I've done every day since then. So that was about 3 years ago. That's when everything really started getting serious in the gym and the kitchen. So I really started just researching, reading. I actually got the real hard copy books, and you can find them online, you can find them through different organizations that, you know, do nutrition, or you can go to the library. I got all my books online through my different certification courses, and then I also have bought other books from other successful flexible dieters. Started not doing so much cardio. I learned from my competition about you don't have to do all that cardio. There's a different way to do cardio. Cardio, plyos, you guys see me post about it all the time. I found so much more success with that. The progress that I've made over the years, I've done everything naturally. I'm an all-natural athlete. Doing things naturally takes a lot longer. You have to put in way more work, and you have to be patient. Your body is gonna fluctuate more. Getting to the point I am now has taken me a good 5 or 6 years. The amount of muscle I have now did not happen in the last year. It's happened over a period of years. Going from lifting lightweight, I've gone to really lifting heavy as much as I can, always changing up my workouts. That's key. You avoid plateaus. You're doing, say, an hour of cardio a day, and it helped you achieve the look you have right now. Guess what? You're gonna have to keep doing that hour of cardio every single day to maintain that look. If you want to progress even further, you're gonna have to up that intensity or the amount of cardio you're doing. That's why it's important to do your diet is key in conjunction with, you know, having a good balance of cardio with your training. I have to diet down constantly for different events and photo shoots and stuff like that, but you know, I don't mind that. I don't mind fluctuating because I want to take a break, well, not only mentally and physically, but because I want to be able to enjoy more foods. Because when you do diet down for something, yeah, you have to restrict your foods, and I like enjoying, you know, sweets and company and family and stuff like that. So I like to take a break. You know, you get burnout. Fluctuating now, I don't mind as much because I understand it better. And I think if you have a better understanding of just the whole concept of your body and how it works and what your goals are, you know, you're not gonna look at yourself and go, ew, oh my God, I'm fat, even though you're not. I do have a higher percentage body fat right now than I did a month ago. I think about a month ago I had gotten down to about 14% body fat. I think right now I'm about 17 or 18. Right now I'm only doing 20 minutes of cardio a day. Yeah. But see, I could do only that amount of cardio and still be able to maintain my current physique. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You just have to be patient. You have to believe in your goals, believe in where you want to go, and sticking to it, 100% committing to it. That's really how I came to where I'm at now. Is I wanted to know. I wanted to know how this worked. I wanted to know how I could progress and how I could get my body from this place to this place. It's something that becomes addicting. You just find a passion for it. You just start getting that burn, and just every single day you're just jumping out of bed like, I'm gonna progress even more. So that's what it comes down to. And then of course, trial and error. You know, sometimes you're gonna fail at this, or you're gonna have to kind of trudge through that, you know, extra body fat that you don't want to have. But then you'll get to that point where you're like, whoa, I did it, yeah. You know, you just have to accept that. You have to be patient, you know, and that's one thing I've definitely learned over the years is patience. The biggest thing too is not comparing yourself to people. When you start comparing, then you start just getting down on yourself, and then you just want to give up, and you're only supposed to be focusing on you, yourself, and your goals. That's how you become so successful, and that's how I became so successful. Is I wasn't looking at anybody else. I just went, you know what, this is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I'm gonna get it. Or I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get it. And that's what I did. You get to that point, you've done it enough times, it becomes habit, it becomes part of your lifestyle. You don't even think about it. It's not work. I do not think of working out, you know, eating the way I do, you know, doing all these events, the expos, you know, training clients, working at the gym. All that stuff does not feel like work to me. I freaking love it. I love waking up every day and I'm like, what am I gonna train today? Ooh, what am I gonna eat as my pre-workout? It's all about balance, it's all about moderation, and something that works for you, that you love, because then you'll wanna do it every single day and you won't even think twice and you will not hate it. My new goal, I really wanna just keep bringing you guys more information, helping you guys, you know, be successful in your own journey, in your own life, with your own fitness lifestyle. You know, I want to travel. I love traveling. I love working at the gym, teaching men and women the proper way to work out, the proper form, you know, and helping them avoid plateaus and just making fitness fun too, because it can be so fun. You don't have to make it a punishment. I know some of you do that to yourselves. Don't punish yourselves. Goals are to be, you know, published in some more magazines, so I'm working on those. If I didn't cover any questions, please, you know, comment below. I hope that you guys found this insightful. Thank you guys so much for, you know, all your support. The most positive comments you guys leave, I read all of them, and I will see you guys on the next one.